Okay, so hello. I'm sitting here in my house, in my bedroom. Um, the fan's going, so I hope that you can hear me. This is probably going to be a shitty video, but um, it's my first one ever, and just be kind. I am a gastric bypass surgery patient. I am a month out, and I've lost 52 pounds, and I just wanted to create this YouTube channel to kind of document a lot of things about myself that I've always wanted to kind of put on YouTube, but I don't know why I just never did it. But it's really important for me to document my journey. Also, hopefully, I can inspire. I wanted to kind of talk about who I am and kind of my history. And as I make more videos, I'll talk about like different subjects and that sort of thing about my life. I grew up in a very rural community in Vermont, and it was difficult. There wasn't anything to do. So there was only eating, fucking, and doing drugs and drinking. It wasn't like there was no scene or anything. We lived in the woods. So I'm a former recovering addict of nearly 8 years, and I'm a recovering alcoholic, and I'm a recovering food addict. So there's a lot of videos out here talking about the journey of women, and that's cool. Not trying to bash women in any way, but there's not a lot of male representation and going in depth about what goes on with a man in this process. And there's a lot of men that do it too. And hopefully I can be that for some of the men out there. I know I am gay, and there's a lot I'll talk about with that part of my life, but it's not all going to be about that, so I'll try to make it relatable to everyone. So I wanted to start out with, first of all, I am 1 month off, out from surgery, as I already said. I'm already 52 pounds down, which is like amazing. 2 years ago, I lost 60 pounds. I was down to almost 60 pounds. I was down to 311. My highest weight was 370. Slowly, I gained it back again. Originally, I had done that by basically calorie counting and exercise and just not really eating any sugar, like the dummy diet. No sugar, no carbs, no soda. I was still drinking every weekend at that point, but that was like my one activity, so to speak, that I would do. And that worked, and I thought I had made the key, and I wouldn't have to get surgery. A lot of people I know have had the surgery, sleeve or gastric bypass, but I wanted to try it, So of course, I plateaued because diets don't work, and I gained it all back. So I got up to 370 again, and I was like, all right, I have a job and thankfully I have insurance, and was like, let me go ahead and try this. So I met with a surgeon. I'll go more into that detailed story about what happened, because it was a fucking train wreck getting the surgery. I ended up having to switch surgeons, all kinds of weird stuff, but basically I got it, and here I am. And I wanted to kind of go over a little bit more about why, because I think sometimes people confuse the vanity is the word I'm trying to think of, about it. Like, oh, you look good as you are, or as I was, or you're young, you're fine, you have plenty of time to lose the weight and try again, try keto, try intermittent fasting. I tried all that shit. And it works for a lot of people. Good for them. Unfortunately, it did not work for me. um, and I really did try everything. I even tried Trim Spa. Remember Anna Nicole Smith? Trim Spa, baby. Like, I even tried that shit, like, back in the day. Nothing worked long term. I know that this is not only a surgery that really does a lot for, you know, a couple of years maybe, but there's also a support team that follows up with you. It's like a really good program, and I saw my friends do it. I knew it wasn't easy. I never thought that it was the easy way out. I know some people do think that. And basically, you know, fuck them if they don't agree with you. You know, that's one of the biggest eye-opening things. I've only had maybe one or two interactions that I was very shocked by, and like people weren't supportive and weren't like, oh my god, you're doing great, good for you, you did the right thing for yourself, you're thinking about your health, you know. And you know, fuck them. It really hurts at first to hear that. Like, how could you think that I would take the easy way out? This isn't easy. But you know, I did it for not only vanity, not only, you know, because if anybody who's getting weight loss surgery says they don't want to look better, they're fucking lying. Of course we want to look better. Of course we want to wear smaller clothes, and even wear clothes that we don't have to make ourselves, or that don't look like plain or like garbage. Like, shopping when you're big, it's like, I've always said this, like, there's a shirt and I'm like, oh my god, that shirt looks so good on the mannequin, or I love that design, and then you go to the rack and it's small, you know, medium, da da da. By the time you get up to your size, it's like a different color shirt and a different color altogether, a different fucking shirt altogether. Like, it's like, what the fuck? Do you just want us fat people to be ugly too? But anyway, I digress, I guess. But I really want to be an athletic person. I want to live long. I want to be able to be a better performer. I do drag, but I also want to, you know, be athletic. I want to be able to walk forever. I want to be able to do things that are physical without like being completely dead or having to say no and sit out for those things. That's a huge thing for me, is, you know, the pain that goes on when you're so big. I was 370 pounds and for a long time, and I carried all my weight usually like in my stomach basically, and it would just wrench on my lower back, and I couldn't even walk. Towards the end, we would try to go for walks at work, coworkers and me, and I wouldn't even be able to do it. I'd avoid it, not because I was lazy. I'm not a lazy person. Even when I was at my fattest, you know, there's times of being lazy, and there's things you don't do because you're lazy. That's just human. But I'm not like a lazy person. When somebody goes, hey, do you want to do something for me, or do you want to do something with me, I'm not going to just be like, no, no. And that's just not me. It's not my nature. I'm a very intense person, and a very energetic person, I would think. And I, you know, got a good personality. We have to when we're fat, right? Basically, I would have to avoid it, and and when we did go on the walks, I'd have to stop halfway through and go back into work. Like, how humiliating is that? And they don't care. They understood, but it's not even about them. It's about you and your mind. You know, you're your harshest critic. So, yeah, so I'll share some before and after photos in here so far from where I've come from. There's not a huge difference, I don't think, although other people see a bigger difference than I do. The biggest difference I see is, of course, my face is much different. I'm starting to find myself attractive again, which is great. A lot of energy. For instance, right now we're in the pandemic self-isolation situation. And well, there's friendship going on, but there's no interaction, like physically seeing someone. We have to do like talk online, and I'm not much of a talker like on the phone, so I just text people. And the funny thing is when I was like pre-surgery, it was getting to the point where I wasn't even doing drag for months. Like before the surgery, the last drag show I did was Halloween, and then I didn't do one before that. I did a pageant, I think, in the summer. And it's like I'm one of those performers that could be booked every weekend, or at least be performing every weekend, or even just going out every weekend. And I wasn't. I was just I was shutting myself off. I was shutting myself down. And it was actually quite sad looking back on it, and I didn't realize how sad it was to put yourself in a position where you just don't see people. And it's really easy to do slowly. You just kind of, I'm busy, I'm going to work overtime this weekend, oh, I'm working on a project, or just don't answer back, you know. And people care about you, you know, they want to see you, or even hear from you, you know. Basically, now that we're stuck, and I have all this energy, and I feel good, and I want to go out, and I'm not so self-conscious, my clothes don't look so bad and people help, you know, saying how good I look. You know, I want more of that, of course, let's be real, but I also just want to be around people and make some memories and stuff, and it kind of sucks with the COVID bullshit. So that's one thing that is kind of sucky about this. Another thing I wanted to talk about, and I probably will edit a lot of this stuff out because I've been chatterbox over here. It looks good like that, huh? Here, I'll take these off. What was I going to talk about? I don't know where I was going with that. So anyway, thank you for watching. Hopefully this actually makes it out onto YouTube. If it does, I will make more videos. Definitely please ask me all kinds of questions. I don't care how personal they are. I'm an open book. I'll answer them. Yeah, I'll try to get better at this. And thank you for watching, and